Yeah, hold up.
Yo,
Listen.
what's going on, everybody? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's good to be here. All right, now, listen, we're gonna have this joint, man. Listen, they saying I hear rappers, different rappers, every time they get down, they do their thing, and I hear different rappers saying stuff like it's bigger than hip hop. You know what I mean? This is bigger than hip hop. I don't agree with that. It ain't bigger than hip hop. It's not bigger than hip hop. Hip hop is the big thing. It's like the Big Bang Theory. Hip hop is the big thing. It's huge, man. It's huge. Hip hop is the thing. Hip hop is it. It doesn't have to be bigger than hip hop. You don't have to be bigger than hip hop because hip hop is the big thing. That's the thing to live for. People think, oh man, I'm doing beyond hip hop. No. If you're doing something other than hip hop, to me, I'm going, you're not really doing it. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is what made you. Rappers that made it, whether they made it through rapping, whether they made it through DJing, producing, promoting, if they became a videographer, if they became a hip hop movie maker, if they became an MC, break dancer, hip hop scholar, whatever you became in hip hop, that is the big thing. It doesn't have to be bigger than hip hop. The hip hop is the thing. Rapping, doing whatever you do is the thing. It's not bigger than hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all agree. Word, word, word. Listen, because when you say it's bigger than hip hop, you making me think you don't really care about hip hop. You ain't really in it. You trying to get beyond that. No, hip hop is the big thing. Everything you do is big. The Big Bang Theory is hip hop. That's the science behind it. Why do I say this? Because jobs were created through hip hop. You heard that all the time. Cultures were developed in hip hop. Social networking was developed in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's not bigger than hip hop. They say that, not they. I'm not going to say they, but we hear things. Black folks, we hear these cliche things like, oh, black people can't stick together, and that's why we have such a hard time. How did we create hip hop? If we didn't stick together, just really think about this for a second. How do we create hip hop if we didn't stick together? Once we started figuring out, hey, we can have a jam and we can bring people to the jam, and it could be DJs, MCs, and dancers and graffiti artists, and we can have a jam at this space. And this space, well, what are we going to do? Well, we got to get the lights on. Well, how are we going to do that? So and so, my man know electric. He know how to hook up the wires, and then you hook the wires up, and then you have a jam. So and so knows how to promote. Oh, he know how to do graffiti. That's black people sticking together. All this, oh man, we don't know how to come together for a common cause. If we didn't come together for those common causes, hip hop wouldn't be as big as today. Wouldn't be as big today as it is. It's huge. Hip hop is very, very powerful. Educational wise, hip hop is big. We educated ourselves on so many skills and so much knowledge while we were in the business. Another thing that black people in hip hop tend to think that, oh man, this other corporation got us under contract or did this for us, and we don't know how to conduct that type of knowledge. We don't know how to do these type of contracts and understand how to budget and money spending. That's not true. Economically, hip hop, economics is part of hip hop. Hip hop is the big thing. Hip hop is not bigger than hip hop. Hip hop is the big thing. We know how to move using economic structure. We know how to understand contracts. Let me give you an example. Talib Kweli from the Black Star. When he first came out, he understood how to budget his work because he was with Rutgers and he was given like 30 grand and he called up the producers. He called up the studio. He made all the calls. He was understanding how the budget and the money was going to go. He booking the flights. Now they got people to do this, but he did it because they didn't do it, right? But Kweli did that. Not only did he handle the budgets of 30,000, 70,000, but he also handled people's contracts. He handled Common's contract. He handled Most Def's contract. He handled other people's contracts. Did them on his computer. He did their contracts on the computer. Handed to Rutgers Records, and that stood up. This brother was doing major things, so that's a lot of education. So don't tell me that it's bigger than hip hop. That's the big thing. Politics and political understanding in hip hop. Understanding that you got Nas and other people trying to put together insurance for older rappers. Now you're dealing with humanity, human service for hip hop. That is the big thing. Hip hop is the big thing. I could go on forever. You got politics in hip hop. You have Kanye, who's trying to understand the political structure and become the president. You have David Banner. He's getting on shows telling you about political power and the structure of blacks in culture and how to own your own system and develop your own culture. That is a big thing in hip hop. It's not bigger than hip hop. If you're bigger than hip hop, then you're out of it. To me, the hip hop is the big thing. Like I said, you had rappers. I think Professor Griff said, "Oh, it's bigger than hip hop." I love the song, but I'm going, it's not bigger than hip hop. I love Dead Presidents. It's great, but it's not bigger than hip hop because hip hop is the big thing. Hip hop is the it. It is changing the dynamics of how people is running the world, okay? See, when you have networks such as CBS, NBC, and all these major networks, and even now YouTube is becoming a major network. But the difference with YouTube is we control the narrative. But you have major networks that are using the hip-hop blueprint of do things yourself. Do it yourself. You can do more than one thing, multiple things. You can promote yourself and tell about yourself and how your product is good. PR and this nation is accepting these type of roles, and they're doing for self. That came from hip-hop, from the urban people in neighborhoods. That's a big thing. It's not bigger than hip-hop because hip-hop is the big thing. When you say bigger than hip-hop, you're excluding hip-hop and saying this other thing is better than hip-hop. Yeah, I did hip-hop for a minute. Cats will speak on what they did in hip-hop, and then they'll exclude it as if I'm on to other bigger and better things. No, the bigger and better thing is hip-hop. You understand me? So it's not bigger than hip-hop because hip-hop is the Big Bang Theory, right? You know what I mean? You have, if you think about it, we have a diplomatic status. We have a United Nations. What does that United Nations look like? Look at Kendrick Lamar and Drake when they battle. We decided who was the winner and who's not the winner. We decide that the fans, the people, the outsiders outside of the rappers, but we're still hip hop. We'd say, no, this goes. This is whack. You can't do that. You have to change this. We're policing ourselves. Notice that. Hip hop is policing ourselves. It's beyond hip hop music within hip hop. And what I mean by it, I'm not saying excluding. What I'm saying is hip hop is music. Hip hop is dance. Hip hop is culture. Hip hop is economics. Hip hop is systematic cultures. Hip hop is language. Hip hop is everything diplomatic. Hip hop is politics. Hip hop is everything natural resources. What I mean by when I say hip hop is natural resources, when you rhyme, you have a mental understanding of how you're going to put together a song to tell some type of story. Whether you're talking about the streets, whether you're talking about crime, whether you're talking about educating one through, as KRS-One says, edutainment, whether you're talking about financial gains, whether you're talking about financial losses, whether you're talking about feelings, it's a resource from your brain that you created. You created those words. From your brain is a source. It's a natural, thought-provoking, traveling at the speed of light idea that you conjured up. Put it on paper, put it in your text, you put it in the studio, and you spit it out, and people loved it, and they paid you for your services. That's a natural resource. That's incredible. When you decide to get on the turntable, when Cash Money from Philadelphia, the DJ, decided to create scratches, and Jazzy Jeff decided to create these scratches, that came out of his brain. That's a natural source of energy. It's a natural resource, right? That is a science. That is magnificent, because those neurons and neutrons gather, the brain cell gather information and decided to move the sound in this direction, traveling. The sound traveled to others, and the interception. When you intercepted that energy from that human being, you said, this makes me happy. And bang, you know what I mean? You was able to use that source from that person's brain, and it empowered you. It empowered you to feel good, and you was able to do the things that you like doing. All because of that natural resource that came from DJ Cash Money's fingers, brain, and hand, because he made a dope sound, a ill sound, and he created a natural resource. It's not bigger than hip hop, because hip hop is the big thing. You make beats is no different than messaging and pacing, measuring a beat, dropping knowledge. When you make that beat and you're creating a beat, that's a natural resource. Am I correct? Am I correct? Thank you, thank you. So when I say hip hop is the big thing, and it's not bigger than hip hop, what am I saying? I'm saying don't exclude it. Stop with that. I don't like all that. I hate all that. I hate when people say it's bigger than hip hop. Nah, man. Hip hop is the big thing. You don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Hot Blast get it. Right? Right? It's not bigger than hip hop. Hip hop creates jobs. It creates jobs, bro. The culture creates Jobs. You know how many people we empowered with jobs through hip hop? When black folks created hip hop, we developed a source of income for millions of people, right? We are the original. Now we're a united nation. We brought together a lot of white folks, right? A lot of white boys and white girls love hip hop. And we keep things humane, right? And you have some cats want to try to act like, oh man, F that. Blacks ain't do nothing, they ain't do this. Hip hop is universal. But how does it become universal? Because hip hop is the big thing. Hip hop is the big thing. It's not bigger than hip hop. Hip hop is the big thing. You understand me? You look at Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan developed a family structure, right? When you look at TV and you look online, and you look at TV, and a lot of times Hollywood they're trying to send messages to you. If you want to be a cop, they show all these aggressive cop movies, Bad Boys, all that type of stuff, right? They show you how to be a cop. So a lot of these movies, Hollywood shows other people, how to be family oriented, how to raise a daughter, how to raise a son. Now, I'm not saying they don't have evil TV shows, but it shows you structures and it shows you cultural connectivity, and it shows you structural educational family cultures, right? That's what a lot of these movies do. They teach you how to have a family and how to be in society. That's what hip hop did. Hip hop does the same exact thing. Hip hop shows you how to have a social network. Having a healthy social network is important. That's what the Wu-Tang Clan. They had a strong social network that was able to take their natural resources from their brain and wrote it on pen and wrote rhymes and developed their own material to sell, right? But how did they do that? They all collaborated with each other. They were all friends. They all decided to connect. There they go again, connecting. They didn't go, oh man, black people can't get together. No, Wu-Tang got together. And RZA was able to bring them along with his brother, and they connected. When you look at the movie on Hulu, you see that. You see family structure. What is their family structure? Hey, this is the breadwinner here. We're going to cater to him and make sure he's able to do his job while he out on the street. His mom, his sister, they cook, they clean. They heard the curse words and stuff of that nature, but it didn't bother them because they knew that the family structure was being built by Devon and the rest of the siblings, RZA. When you look at Run DMC, when you look at Rick Ross and their kids, that's a family structure. Hip hop is the big thing. Same thing with Rick Ross. Rick Ross' son. He's always dropping knowledge on his son. That's a family structure. That's showing you that, yes, wait, I do want to have kids. I do want to grow up and be old and have my kids and be able to teach them. I do want that. Hip hop is the big thing, Let me show you something. Bun B, he talks about how he loved hip hop so much that when he heard Run DMC, he just wanted to bug off that. You know what I'm saying? And then it got him curious. What do you do when you're curious? You start researching. At a very young age, Bun B started researching. He was a researcher. He understood. He went to the library, started studying the craft so he could become a better MC, if you will, right? He started studying that craft. He's a researcher, and he enjoyed it, and he would go to the library. And this is hip-hop. No, it's not bigger than hip-hop. Hip-hop is the big thing, right? So that's very interesting. And he said he heard Run DMC, and he heard Run, and he loved Run, and he wanted to make sure he could find others like him. And he did that. He created a system for him to do research. He became his own research, and it paid off. Yeah, that was Pimp C. Let me show you this other book. Rakim. When Rakim met Eric Sermon. I mean, not Eric Sermon. He met Eric B. He thought about something. He said, well, Eric B wanted him to sign a contract, and Rakim wanted to go to school and play football. He said, well, yo, I can't sign the contract because I want to go to school, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to jeopardize my career. That's a thinking man. Hip-hop did that. Hip-hop allows that. Because, you know, when you're in your circles, you talk about contracts and, oh, this one got signed and this one. You start having healthy conversations when everybody is down with the same thing, in sync. You don't necessarily have to know this person over there, but when your brain is in sync, you can make things happen without saying, oh, we demand this. People in hip-hop, we just understand certain things. Yeah. Hold up. Listen. Yo. What up? Listen. A lot of times it seems that I'm optimistic. It's not that I'm different, just want to be around things and show that it's terrific. Listen, when I was young, I used to be the only Muslim. Want to be around boys that tripped off fun like I did. Judge them, shoot, I ain't want to get slid. We was all kids. 42nd and Ogden, that's where I live. Fresh Prince was on top, where the moms and pops had good jobs and shop for good clothes. West Philly bad joints probably was hoes. I don't know, I just said, how you doing? Can I talk you for a second? My boys is vexing. She like, you got a pen? I keep my weapon. I shut them all up. I called her up. She in the jacks. I give respect, cause I walk by a gang of boys. In LA, y'all call them sets. I put a hickey on her neck. Got a grind. Her pop showed up and whipped her behind. Damn, when she cried, she looked fine. The 80s was amazing. People was getting stabbed cause their windmills were crazy. Crazy. That's West Philly in the 80s, boy. Get a history lesson for your baby.